Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another fragrance rotation video for the week ending the 10th of March, 2024. Sensational. That is right, my friends. Once again, I am back with another fragrance rotation video. And this week, it seems we have had a couple of different fragrances. A couple I haven't worn for a long time. A few that I haven't worn for a long time. And one or two that I have worn more recently. So let's get started, shall we? And on Monday, I wore a very interesting fragrance called Success by Mode Creation Munich, or MCM for short. Was released in 1986, very close to the year that I was released in. This fragrance is honey, tobacco, patchouli, oak moss, maybe some leather as well. It's got florals in, but I don't know it too well yet to say that, I think I bought this in 2022. Have been trying to figure it out, but it's one of the best renditions of honey that you'll smell. It's one of those 80s fragrances where it's focused and centered on honey, and it's got a lot of notes in like jasmine and oak moss and leather and carnation, rose, tobacco, obviously honey. And it's a very honey-centric fragrance, but it's not overly sweet. It's sweet, but it's not overly sweet. It's not disgustingly sweet. It's not sickly sweet. It's a very good representation of the honey. So, I like it. And I will wear it more. It's got a little bit of amberiness to it as well, and it's been cold this last week. So, that was good. I enjoyed wearing that. On Tuesday, I wore a classic, and this is Vintage Kouros. Now, I wore my Vintage Kouros from a decant because I am decanting a bottle. This is another bottle I have, which doesn't have very much in, because I've been struggling with Kouros a bit recently, which is strange because I really loved Kouros, but really all I've been getting recently is the musky aspect, that kind of Costus, Animalis, musky kind of thing going on, Haven't been getting much of the soapiness, and I was disappointed because that's one of my favourite parts of it. I wasn't even getting much pissiness. It's not the bottles, because I've tried different ones. I've got a few different versions, and it wasn't the bottles. So I will endeavour, though, because Kouros is worth it. So you can expect to see me wearing Kouros more often, as well as I try to figure out where I fit in with Kouros again. This has also got honey in as Kouros. Next up is a fragrance that does not have honey in. And this is a debutante to my channel, and you will have to believe me, this is my decant, my atomizer of Iris Silver Mist by Serge Lutens. This is iris, cedar, like a vanilla, benzoin, sandalwood, ambery kind of thing. But mostly it's just a potent iris fragrance. It's very cool. It's very cold. It's very aloof, standoffish. It's brilliant. It's absolutely sensational. I really, really enjoyed wearing it. Is it worth the inflated prices? I don't think so. It's extremely hard to find. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I don't know if it's worth the inflated prices, though. But it's pretty great. It's pretty great. Nuclear as well. I was surprised at how strong it was. Maybe I just sprayed too much. Okay. Next up, we have another fragrance that has a sneaky iris note in it, much sneakier than Iris Silver Mist. And this is French Lover by Frederic Malle. This is green, very, very green, but it's also a little musky and a little irisy. It's creamy, it's smooth, it's fresh, it's clean, a little bit incensey too. An absolutely fantastic perfume, and I intend to wear more of this in the upcoming spring season. So you can expect to see more of that too. Very bitter green. The parts of it that are green are very bitter green as well, you know. Anyway, next up we move to another fragrance that has iris in it. In fact, it's very iris-centric, but there's nothing bitter about this. And this is Dior Homme. I think I'm going to wear this every week until this bottle is finished. There's not a lot left, and I put a lot on when I wear it, but I'm worried that when you get down to this level of a fragrance, that it's going to go off, you know, that it's going to be, it's going to start to turn in the bottle. So I'm a bit worried about that. But this is round, it's smooth, it's clean, it's fresh, it's warm. There's so much going on. This is obviously the 2005 version. I think the 2011 version is a bit more ambery, a bit rounder, a bit more powdery. This is more kind of sharp, you know, much more defined. Very, very Olivia Polge, who's now the head perfumer at Chanel. I'll tell you, over from his dad. Good grief. Big boots to fill. Next up, we have something completely different, a perfume I haven't worn for a long time, but I really like this. And when I wore it the other day, I was surprised at how it wore. And this is Acqua di Parma's Colonia Mirra. This was a line that featured the leather, the oud, the oak perfume, Quercus, I think it was. No, Quercia. Not Quercus, that's a Penhaligon's. This is the myrrh version, and it's an ambery, fresh myrrh kind of thing. I found it very nondescript when I wore it. It was pretty bland, and I kind of regretted wearing it after like 15 minutes because I thought this is a very standard fragrance. It's a bit nondescript. It's different from most fragrances, but it's also very kind of standard, you know. There's nothing too exciting about it. It hasn't got like the myrrh note in it isn't particularly exciting. The citruses are nice, but they're not amazing. It would smell nice for someone who has only been exposed to the designer market or the department store market. And that's not me. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with this, although it is very nice. It smells really good. It's just a little bit, for me, it's a little bit boring. I want a little bit more from my fragrances than what I got from it. I'll try again with it, but it might be a case of letting this one go. But we will see. Okay, last but not least, my scent of the day, which is Iris Nazarena. This is the bottle that was gifted to me by lovely Natalia, who has gone AWOL recently, so I am sad about that. But this is an amazing fragrance. This is the vintage version, and the version, I have another bottle, which was also gifted to me by Anuj, who is also very lovely. This is Iris. It is juniper berries. It has this kind of rosy raspberry kind of thing at the top, which is amazing. The performance is nuclear. I absolutely love it. And you can expect to see me wear this again. Okay. So, that has been my fragrance rotation for the past week, friends. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you all again soon.